Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you today with a word that will shake the very foundation of your life. A word that will challenge you, stir your spirit, and push you to rise higher than you've ever imagined. It's time to kill that weak version of yourself. The version that has held you back. The version that has kept you from reaching your destiny. Now I want you to hear me clearly. There's a powerful version of you waiting to emerge, but in order to embrace that strength, you've got to put the old you to rest. The version of you that believes the lies of doubt. The version of you that settles for less than what you are destined to have. The version that clings to fear and insecurity. That version has to die. You are standing at the edge of greatness, but the weak version of yourself is the anchor holding you down. Look at your life right now. Are you living the life you've dreamed of? Or are you still trapped in a cycle of excuses, of comfort, of complacency? Are you still making decisions based on fear, based on what people think, based on what's easy? Let me tell you something. Greatness does not come from what's easy. It comes from pushing past the limitations that have been placed on you and the ones you've accepted in your own mind. It comes from rising up and saying, enough is enough. You've got to stop playing small. Stop letting the little insecurities, the doubts, and the fears control your future. You have power inside of you. The same power that created the universe, the same power that parted the Red Sea, the same power that conquered death itself. It's time to tap into that power and let the weak version of yourself fade away. Understand this. Weakness is not your identity. It's simply a phase you're going through. Strength is not a destination, it's a journey. And that journey starts with your mindset. You got to shift the way you think. You got to stop telling yourself you're not good enough, that you can't make it, that you're too broken to be used. Stop looking at the scars of your past as evidence that you're not worthy. Those scars are the marks of your survival. They are proof that you have been through the fire and come out refined. You are not weak because you've been hurt. You are strong because you survived. It's time to stop apologizing for your greatness. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop apologizing for your desire to be more, to do more, to see more. You've been created for greatness, and it's time for you to embrace that. Look at the weak version of yourself and say, you're not welcome here anymore. Your time has passed. I'm walking in strength. I'm walking in power. I'm walking in purpose. It's time to break free from the chains that have kept you tied to a life of mediocrity. Kill that weak version of yourself and step into the full, powerful, unstoppable version of who you were always meant to be. The best version of you is waiting. The only thing standing between you and your destiny is the courage to let go of what's been holding you back. So I ask you today, are you ready to kill that weak version of yourself and rise up into the person you were born to be? The choice is yours. Your destiny awaits. Now go out and claim it. You are more powerful than you realize. In the midst of your struggles, in the moments where you feel weary, and even in the darkest times, you carry a strength within you that has the capacity to transform your entire life. The key to unlocking your potential and truly embracing your strength lies in understanding that it has always been there, waiting to be awakened. You may not have seen it yet, but the strength you need to overcome any obstacle is already embedded in your spirit. The journey to unleashing that power begins with accepting that you are capable of so much more than you have allowed yourself to believe. We often find ourselves bound by the limitations we place on our own abilities. We see ourselves as too small, too weak, or too unworthy to achieve the things we dream of. We look at the failures of our past and let them define our future. We compare ourselves to others and convince ourselves that we are somehow lacking, that we are insufficient in some way. But I'm here to tell you that this is a lie. Your strength is not defined by your past mistakes, by the opinions of others, or by the circumstances that seem to be against you. Your strength is defined by what you are willing to believe about yourself and what you are determined to do in the face of adversity. The problem is, many of us don't even realize how much power we hold within us. We allow fear to dictate our decisions. We allow self-doubt to control our actions. We let insecurities prevent us from stepping out of our comfort zones and into the greatness that awaits us. But the truth is, every moment of discomfort, every setback, and every challenge you face is an opportunity to tap into the strength within you. When you're facing a challenge, you're not fighting just to survive, you're fighting to discover who you really are and to bring that strength to the surface. It's easy to feel defeated when life doesn't go as planned. Maybe you've faced rejection, loss, or heartbreak. Maybe you've been told that you'll never make it, that you'll never amount to anything, that you're not enough. But those voices, those lies, do not have the power to define you unless you allow them to. The strength within you is far greater than anything you've been through. You were not created to shrink back from your struggles. You were created to rise above them, to conquer them, and to use them as stepping stones toward a brighter future. When you embrace your strength, you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a victor. You recognize that every setback is simply a setup for a comeback. You begin to see obstacles as opportunities for growth, not as barriers to your success. Every challenge you face is building you, strengthening you, and preparing you for something greater. But in order to unlock that strength, you must stop running from your struggles and start facing them head on. Every time someone invites you to hang out with them, your reaction is building you for something greater. But in order to unlock that strength, you must stop running from your struggles and start facing them head on. One of the most powerful things you can do is to stop allowing fear to control you. Fear is a powerful force. It has the ability to paralyze you, to keep you stuck in a place of indecision and doubt. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, that you don't have what it takes. But fear is a liar. Fear doesn't know the truth of who you are. Fear doesn't know the strength that's buried deep within your spirit. Fear is simply an illusion, a mental barrier that you can break through once you recognize that you have the power to overcome it. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the willingness to move forward in spite of fear. When you embrace your strength, you don't allow fear to stop you from pursuing your dreams, from taking risks, from stepping out of your comfort zone. You realize that fear is simply a sign that you're about to do something great, something that's going to push you to new heights. I congratulate you and thank you for your success. I'm proud of you. I know how hard you work. I know how much, and when you choose to move forward anyway, you'll find that the strength you need is already there, waiting for you to access it. You must also stop letting your past mistakes define you. Too often we look back at the things we've done wrong or the things we regret and let them hold us back from moving forward. We allow shame and guilt to keep us trapped in a cycle of self-condemnation. But your past does not have to define your future. Every mistake you've made, every failure you've experienced has been a lesson, a stepping stone to your growth. Your past is not a reflection of your strength. It's simply a part of your journey, a journey that has shaped you into the person you are today. And that person is strong, capable, and resilient. When you embrace your strength, you recognize that your past does not have the power to limit you. You are not defined by your mistakes, by your failures, or by the mistakes of others. You are defined by the choices you make today and the decisions you make to rise above the challenges you face. You are defined by the strength you show when you pick yourself up after falling, when you keep going even when things get tough. You are defined by your willingness to continue pursuing your dreams no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. Your strength is also connected to your mindset. The way you think about yourself, about your circumstances, and about your potential has a profound impact on the strength you can tap into. If you see yourself as weak, as incapable, or as unworthy, you will limit the strength that can flow through you. But if you see yourself as powerful, as capable of achieving great things, as someone who can overcome any challenge, you will tap into a well of strength that will carry you through even the toughest situations. One of the greatest keys to embracing your strength is to stop comparing yourself to others. It's easy to look at the success of others and feel inadequate, to feel like you're falling short or not measuring up. But comparison only serves to diminish your confidence and your sense of worth. When you focus on what others have and what you don't have, you take your eyes off the unique strengths and talents that you possess. Your journey is not meant to be a copy of someone else's journey. You were created for a purpose, and your strength will manifest in the unique way that only you can fulfill it. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own path. Celebrate your own victories, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledge the progress you've made, even when it feels like you're not where you want to be yet. Embrace your own journey and trust that the strength you need will show up exactly when you need it. You don't have to be like anyone else. You just have to be the best version of yourself. When you embrace your strength, you also begin to recognize the power of your voice. You have a voice that needs to be heard. You have a message, a story, and a purpose that is meant to impact the world around you. Don't allow your fears, doubts, or insecurities to silence you. Speak up for yourself, for your dreams, for your vision. Don't let anyone else tell you that you don't have what it takes to succeed, or that your dreams are too big. Your strength is in your ability to speak life into your own circumstances, to declare your own worth, and to move forward in faith, knowing that you have the power to create the life you want. You were never meant to shrink back or settle for less than what you deserve. You were meant to rise, to shine, and to walk in the strength that is already within you. It's time to embrace the fullness of your potential. It's time to stop hiding behind fear and self-doubt. It's time to step into the person you were always meant to be. The world is waiting for you to show up, to unleash the strength that is inside of you. And when you do, you'll see that the greatness you've been searching for was always within you, just waiting to be unlocked. The mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It shapes everything you experience in life. Your thoughts dictate how you see the world, how you interact with others, and most importantly, how you respond to the challenges and opportunities that come your way. Every success, every failure, every breakthrough, and every setback begins with the way you think. If you want to change your circumstances, if you want to rise above the struggles that hold you back, it all starts with shifting your mindset. Shifting your mindset is not just about thinking positive thoughts or adopting a new outlook for a short period of time. It's about transforming the way you view yourself, the world, and your potential. It's about breaking free from the limitations that have been placed on you, whether they were self-imposed or handed to you by others. and realizing that you are in control of your own destiny. It's contraction. The way you think determines the way you live. And if you want to live a life of purpose, abundance, and success, it's time to make a deliberate choice to shift the way you think. One of the most profound shifts you can make is changing the way you see yourself. For many people, the biggest obstacle to success is not external, it's internal. We often get in our own way by believing we are not good enough, not capable enough, or not deserving of the things we desire. We let our insecurities, fears, and past experiences shape the way we view ourselves, and as a result, we hold ourselves back from stepping into our full potential. But the truth is, you are capable of far more than you realize. The way you see yourself is not the reality of who you are. It's merely a reflection of what you've believed about yourself up until now, and it is the reality you effectually aspire to achieve. But the greatest keeping factors are the beliefs you hold about yourself. If you've been carrying around negative beliefs about yourself, whether it's that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, or not worthy of success, it's time to let those beliefs go. You are not defined by your past mistakes, by the opinions of others, or by the limitations you've placed on yourself. You are defined by your potential, by the choices you make, and by the person you choose to become. It's time to start seeing yourself as the person you want to be, not as the person you've been in the past. Change the story you tell yourself. Start viewing yourself through the lens of possibility, not through the lens of limitations. Recognize that you are powerful, capable, and deserving of everything you desire. Shifting your mindset also means changing the way you view the world around you. It's easy to look at the world and focus on what's wrong, what's broken, or what's unfair. It's easy to get caught up in negativity, to see the obstacles as insurmountable, and to focus on the things that are beyond your control. But when you shift your mindset, you start to see the world in a new light. You begin to look for opportunities rather than obstacles. You start to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. You realize that the world is full of possibilities, and it's up to you to seize them. When you change the way you view the world, you start to take responsibility for your own circumstances. Instead of blaming others or circumstances for your current situation, you recognize that you have the power to shape your own reality. You stop playing the victim and start playing the victor. You stop complaining about what you don't have and start focusing on what you can create. This shift in perspective allows you to take control of your life and move toward the things you want instead of waiting for things to change on their own. Another important aspect of shifting your mindset is learning to embrace failure as a necessary part of success. Many people are afraid of failure because they see it as a reflection of their abilities, their worth, or their potential. But the truth is, failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. It's through failure that we learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. Every successful person has faced failure at some point in their journey. What sets them apart is their ability to learn from those failures and keep moving forward. When you shift your mindset, you stop seeing failure as something to avoid and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. Instead of giving up when things don't go as planned, you look for the lesson in the experience. You recognize that every setback is a setup for a comeback. You understand that failure doesn't define you, it refines you. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Shifting your mindset also means shifting the way you approach challenges. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when faced with difficult situations. It's easy to throw in the towel and give up when things get tough. But when you change the way you think, you start to see challenges as opportunities to rise to the occasion. You begin to approach each obstacle with the belief that you have the strength and the ability to overcome it. You stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to build resilience, strength, and character. One of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset is to stop seeking perfection. Many people are paralyzed by the desire to get everything right, to do everything perfectly. They wait for the perfect moment to start, or they hold themselves back because they're afraid of making mistakes. But perfection is an illusion. The truth is there's no such thing as perfect. The key to success is not getting everything right. It's taking action, learning from your mistakes, and adapting along the way. When you shift your mindset, you stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You start taking imperfect action. You embrace the fact that you don't have to have everything figured out to move forward. You understand that success is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about making progress in spite of them. It's about continuing to move forward even when things are messy, uncertain, or uncomfortable. One of the most profound shifts in mindset you can make is learning to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Too many people live with a mindset of scarcity, believing that there is not enough to go around. They fear that there won't be enough opportunities, enough resources, or enough success for them to achieve their goals. But when you shift to a mindset of abundance, you begin to see that there is more than enough to go around. You realize that opportunities are limitless, that success is not a finite resource, and that there is always room for you to grow, achieve, and thrive. A mindset of abundance allows you to approach life with confidence, knowing that there is always a way forward. It allows you to take risks, to dream big, and to believe that the best is yet to come. When you embrace abundance, you stop limiting yourself by fear or doubt. You start seeing possibilities everywhere, and you begin to take bold steps toward your goals. Shifting your mindset also means surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with and the information you consume have a powerful impact on the way you think. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, self-doubt, or people who don't believe in your potential, it can be difficult to maintain a positive mindset. But when you surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to be your best, you begin to think differently. You begin to see the world through a lens of possibility and opportunity, and that mindset fuels your growth and success. Changing your mindset isn't easy. It requires effort, intention, and practice. But it's one of the most important things you can do to transform your life. When you change the way you think, you change the way you live. You open yourself up to new possibilities, new opportunities, and a future that is filled with hope and potential. It's time to shift your mindset, to let go of the beliefs that have held you back, and to embrace the person you were always meant to be. Taking action is where the real transformation happens. It's one thing to have dreams, desires, and goals, but it's another thing entirely to turn those dreams into reality. You can have the clearest vision of your future, but without action, it remains nothing more than a wish. It's the decision to take the first step, to move forward with purpose, and to consistently work toward your goals that ultimately determines your destiny. This is where many people falter. They let fear, doubt, and procrastination hold them back from stepping into the life they truly want. But the truth is, if you want to live the life you've been dreaming of, you have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and take bold, decisive action right now. Today, one of the most common reasons people fail to take action is that they're paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. These fears can be crippling. We get so caught up in our concerns about what might go wrong that we end up doing nothing at all. But here's the reality. Action is the antidote to fear. When you move forward, when you take the first step, the fear often begins to dissipate. It's when you remain stagnant that fear grows louder and more overwhelming. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. Understand this, fear doesn't go away just because you avoid it. In fact, avoiding fear can often make it worse. It festers in the background, whispering lies to you about your limitations, convincing you that you can't succeed. But when you take action, you begin to challenge those lies. You begin to prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can move beyond the fear, and that you can achieve the things you set your mind to. Each small step you take diminishes the power that fear has over you. And before long, you'll realize that the very thing you feared was never as powerful as you thought. Another reason many people fail to take action is that they believe they need to have everything figured out before they start. They think they need to have the perfect plan, the perfect resources, or the perfect timing. But let me tell you something. Waiting for the perfect moment will keep you stuck forever. There is no such thing as the perfect plan. And the perfect resources will never appear if you don't first start moving toward your goal. The truth is, the best way to figure things out is by taking action. Action brings clarity. When you start moving forward, you begin to see new possibilities, new solutions, and new opportunities that you would never have seen if you were sitting on the sidelines waiting for everything to align perfectly. Taking action is also about making progress, not achieving perfection. It's about moving forward despite the uncertainty, despite the setbacks, and despite the challenges. It's about making consistent progress in the direction of your dreams. Even when things aren't going exactly as planned, many people get discouraged because they think that every step must be perfect, but perfection is not the goal. Progress is. The key is to keep moving, to keep taking action, even when it feels like you're not making the progress you want. The more you take action, the more momentum you build, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. But taking action is not just about doing something. It's about doing the right things. Too often, people take action in a scattershot way, doing a little bit of everything, but never really focusing on what will bring them closer to their goals. If you want to step into your destiny, you must focus on the actions that will move you forward. This requires clarity, discipline, and the willingness to say no to distractions. You have to be intentional with your time, energy, and resources. Every action you take should be in alignment with your purpose, moving you closer to the person you want to become and the life you want to live. Taking action is also about persistence. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you want. You might take action only to face obstacles or setbacks that make you question whether it's worth it.